Hi guys, I'm Ree. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my channel focuses on everything faith, fitness, and lifestyle. So if you're interested in any of those things, please feel free to hit the subscribe button. If you're returning, hey besties, it's so good to see you guys again. I really have to shout you guys out again because we literally hit 17.5k thousand subscribers and I am shook. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much for making this possible for me. I truly appreciate all of the love, support, and kind words that you guys have been giving me. I never ever thought that we would get to this point, but it's a mini milestone for me, but I'm just so incredibly blessed. I'm so incredibly thankful for you guys. Without you and God working through this channel, this would not be possible. So today, obviously, we're getting into a meal prep, but I wanted to come on here and just talk to you guys because there's been a lot of changes in my health and fitness journey, a lot of questions that you guys have had in the comment section, and I just feel like it would just be easier for me to address them here on camera. So I just want to start by saying that I am not a professional. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. I am none of that. I am primarily here putting these videos out so that you guys can get some creative food inspo to add to your meal routine. This is what I'm eating while I'm on my health and fitness journey. But I want to say this. When I talk about my health and fitness journey, a lot of questions that I've been getting is, how long do you plan on being on your health and fitness journey? I guess maybe I should stop using health and fitness journey in the sense that it's just, maybe a year or 2 years, right? It's a lifestyle change for me. I know in the past I've been looking for the easiest and quickest way to drop the weight, and it's not sustainable for me. So I find myself every year on another health and fitness journey, but now I'm really trying to get to the root of the issue and trying to adopt a healthier lifestyle overall. So to answer that question, we are for lifers. Me and this health and fitness journey, for lifers. Also, I want to share that it's really important that we remember that food is our friend. It is not the enemy. It's the way that we primarily fuel our bodies. And I want to be very open and transparent because that's one thing about me. I'm gonna always be authentic and genuine when it comes to my life, when it comes to me portraying my life on this platform. I never want to get up here and pretend that I have it all together, that I'm not struggling like the rest of you, and that everything is just so easy for me. Lately, I've been having a little bit of a negative mindset towards food. So if you've seen some of my What I Eat in a Day videos, I have kind of talked about this. One thing that's been making me look at food really negatively is counting and tracking my calories and macros very heavily the way I was. I was counting everything, measuring everything, and that's really not sustainable. I feel like I'm extreme. So for instance, if I maybe used more than a little bit of a tablespoon of peanut butter, but I didn't weigh it, I felt like I had to skip a meal because I felt like I had ate so many calories because I had a tablespoon and a half or maybe a tablespoon and 3/4 and I didn't know what the calories were on that. That's how extreme it became for me. So I've decided to adopt a lifestyle right now just to intuitively eat, which I honestly think is harder. Now I know that counting your calories and macros is scientifically proven to help you lose the weight. However, it was becoming so unhealthy for me to the point where I would skip meals because if I didn't track something, I felt like I couldn't eat, or I felt like I overate, so then I had to balance it out by just skipping a meal. That's not healthy, that's not working, and honestly, I wasn't dropping weight the way that I wanted to. So now I'm practicing intuitive eating, this is going to be my second week of practicing intuitive eating, and surprisingly, I'm down 4.5 pounds. Not that that matters, but it's actually the harder way to lose weight because when you're tracking, you're able to kind of see it, and the numbers make sense, the science backs it. But with intuitive eating, it takes a lot of patience, a lot of time to really listen to your body. I thought I was in tune with my body before, and I was not. In my unlearning process, the first thing that I'm unlearning is having to finish your entire plate. I don't know about you, but growing up, I was always told that if I didn't finish my plate, I couldn't have dessert, and we already know your girl loves dessert, especially chocolate, so your girl was always finishing her plate. However, lately, I've been finding that I'm actually full before I finish my plate. Now, if you're still hungry and there's still food on your plate, continue to eat. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that now I'm taking the time to truly listen to my body. Where am I at on a scale of 1 to 10, how full I am? If I'm at a 2, I'm okay, eat a couple more bites, drink some water, and then see where you're at. And then once I hit a 5 or a 6, I'm okay, we could slow down a little bit, drink some more water, set it down. And then what's really been helping me is that if I still leave food on my plate, I let myself know, we're not gonna waste the food. If you come back in an hour and you're still a little bit hungry, or you find yourself that you're hungry, then you can go back to the plate. But don't force it all in one sitting because sometimes you really just don't need that. I want to give you my most honest, review, not even review, but like update. This has been a really hard 2 weeks for me because it's really played on my mental. Everything that I've been practicing for the last 27 years is basically going out the window. I can't tell you the last time I made food for myself and I didn't eat everything on my plate. But now I'm just starting to see how, oh, my body really does tell me when you sit there and you're intentional about what you're eating and you're really honoring those fullness and hungriness cues. So basically, just to wrap all this up so we can get into the meal prep video, it's not a diet for me, it's a lifestyle. The journey is the lifestyle. The journey, I'm gonna continue on, I'm gonna get it right, I'm gonna get it wrong, I'm gonna have ups and downs, I'm gonna have setbacks, I'm gonna have comebacks. All of that is going to happen for me. But right now, I'm just trying to figure out what's working best for me. I'm trying not to put a lot of pressure on myself because I wanna do things the right way and I want it to be sustainable. So right now I'm focusing on really putting in whole foods, things that I really have to cook. Now, things like protein bars, protein shakes, and some sorts of snacks, sometimes they're gonna be more processed because I'm not making my own protein bars. I mean, I could, but like, I'm not doing that. But going forward, I really do want to control everything that I'm putting into my body. So I'm focusing on putting healthier foods that have a lot more fiber and protein in them. That way I'm giving my body all the nutrients that it needs. So let's get back to the regularly scheduled program. Today, we are meal prepping basic foods. I'm bringing it back to the very basics. This is nothing exciting, but this is just something that I needed to do to reset because I was trying to make things a little bit complicated with all these fancy recipes, and I'm like, you know what, girl? No. We need to bring it back just a little bit, okay? Especially for my beginners too, so this is for you. So for breakfast today, I'm making overnight oats with peaches, and you know, I just feel like I'm an oatmeal connoisseur, I'm a sauce connoisseur, I'm all of it. I could be a chef for real. For lunch, we're keeping it very simple with a basic tuna salad with a lot of veggies, and then for dinner, we're having my favorite salmon, potatoes, and vegetables. It's honestly like the OG meal. Like, if you tell me there's going to be salmon, potatoes, and veggies at a party, I'm going. There's a 98.99% chance that I'm gonna go. For real. Also, just want to share that if any of you guys are hesitant about meal prepping, this meal prep took about an hour. That's even with cleanup time. So really, you're gonna be in and out of this kitchen. All we're basically cooking is the peaches, the salmon, the broccoli, and the potatoes, and that's literally it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this meal prep. So for breakfast today, we are keeping it super simple with some protein overnight oats. I was trying to go for a little peaches and cream vibe here, but however, I don't like Greek yogurt in my overnight oats. It's a weird flex. It's like a weird texture for me. But if you like that, go for it. So I'm going more for like a little peach cobbler, peach crisp kind of vibe here because it has some warm pie spices in it. So right now I am chopping up a couple of peaches that I had. They are on their last leg, so don't come for me. They literally are bruised. You can see that the fruit is a little bit brown, but that's okay because I'm going to cook it. It's going to be fine. So I'm just going to chop them, and I left the skin on because I'm lazy, but you could totally take the skin off if you want to. I'm just going to saute them in a pan with some cooking spray, cinnamon, pumpkin pie spice, a few tablespoons of honey, some clear vanilla extract. The brown kind works fine, but I just had the clear in my cabinet. And then I'm also going to add little by little some water to help create the juices and soften the peaches as they cook. Now we're going to assemble the overnight oats. You already know how to make them, and my recipe will of course be linked down below, but I'm going to be using 40 grams of oatmeal. I think I used the 1 minute quick oats. I'm also going to follow up with 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, an obnoxious amount of cinnamon, some almond milk, and then obviously the peaches. I didn't add any more honey because the protein powder that I'm going to add in daily is going to add sweetness to it. I decided not to add my protein powder to the actual mix because the one that I bought, I feel like it kind of separates or creates this weird texture, so I decided that I'm just going to add it the day of. It also absorbs too much of the liquid too, so I find that I have to use more almond milk that way. So yeah, I love the protein powder out here, but every day that I'll be having my overnight oats and I wake up in the morning, I'll add a scoop of protein powder and then also some more almond milk just to make it a little bit more mixable. And then yeah, that's how it's gonna go. Look at these tomatoes playing with me, ridiculous. So today's lunch is going to be super simple. It's so quick and easy. I didn't have to cook a single thing, so this is obviously a recipe that I recommend. I'm keeping it super simple today with some cherry tomatoes, some red onion, and some cucumber. I'm just going to cut them up into bite-sized pieces, add them to some spring mix and arugula, and then I'm going to top it off with some tuna and hummus. I actually made a little bit of a mistake. I was going to do half of them with tuna and the other half with hummus. That way you got like a pescatarian and a vegetarian option, but like I was so tired by the end of this that I just ended up putting the hummus on top of the tuna. Either way, it tasted fine. If that's not your thing, you know, you can always do it separately, but I really liked it. It also cut down on the amount of salad dressing that I had to use throughout the week because the hummus served as a really good dressing in itself, and it also added some extra protein. So even though I'm not counting my calories or macros, I'm still very mindful of what I'm putting in, and I still want to make sure that I'm getting a good amount of protein in daily with my diet. And you know it wouldn't be a meal prep without a sheet pan meal, because I'm gonna run these back every single time. They never disappoint. It's so quick, easy, and the meals are always delicious. So today I'm making a quick sheet pan meal with some salmon and broccoli. I'm also going to chop some potatoes on the side and put them in the air fryer. This dish literally took me 20 minutes maximum, and I only had to prep for the first like 6 minutes of it. Everything else was just cook time. So here I am just seasoning my broccoli and my salmon. Everything will be described down below in the description box as far as seasonings and oils and condiments, everything that I use. Here I am just adding some garlic, red chili flakes, salt, lemon juice, a bunch of stuff really, and then I'm just going to add it all in there, toss it together, and throw it in the oven. I believe I cooked everything at 400 degrees for about 15 to 22 minutes. I think I put 22 minutes for the middle piece of salmon because it was frozen, but it was one of the fresh pieces and it was really thick, and I just wanted to make sure that it was super cooked all the way through because I didn't really want to eat it raw. But yeah, so here I am just seasoning everything. I'm going to toss it together, pop it in the oven, and let it be. this is my favorite part of this whole entire meal prep because I love potatoes. So I'm using this terrific trio of different colored potatoes. I have yellow, purple, and red potatoes here, and they're super small. I'm just cutting them in half. I'm gonna wash them and add whatever seasonings I like. So usually my garlic powder, salt, pepper, chili powder, paprika for a little bit of color. But feel free to add whatever seasonings that you have, whatever you like. I don't have a direct recipe, but I will describe everything down below in the description box. So I added all of my seasonings, added a little bit of coconut oil because I was all out of olive oil. You just have to use what you have in the house. But I added some coconut oil, tossed everything together, and threw them in the air fryer at 400 degrees for about 18 minutes, and they turned out perfect. Guys, so that's basically gonna conclude this quick, easy, and back to the basic meal prep. Don't beat yourself up if you fall off, and get back up again. Don't deprive yourself, and don't go crazy counting calories. I'm not saying don't count calories or be mindful of what you're eating, but just make sure that you're doing it in a manner that's sustainable for you. Remember, food is your friend. It is fuel. It is not the enemy. It's really all about progress, not perfection, and I have to tell myself that every single day because your girl wants to be a perfectionist or whatever, and it's just not working. Definitely tag me in any IG posts if you make any of these recipes. If you enjoyed this video today, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Also, be sure to turn on your post notifications. That way you can be notified every time your girl drops a new video. And until next time, babe, I'll see you on my next.